how was it affiliating with these stalwarts like A.R. Rahman and Ranjit Barrett and Shamak Davar and all these people? Because, I mean, when you were still in your corporate career, had you ever thought that you will be actually collaborating with them someday and giving these concerts?
So to not sound very pompous, I think I was very clear that I wanted to make a difference. In what way, I didn't know, and I don't think I've still even reached 0.01% of what I think the Lord can help me achieve. But I always had this thought that I need to do something different. So when I used to do my shows earlier on, when I started off as a rookie, I have chorus singing for the longest possible time you can imagine. So I used to attend concerts, and I used to request a lot of these singers that, sir, doesn't matter, please let me just come for your concert and let me just give you chorus. Because every step of my singing has been a journey where, unless you go bottom up, so much so that at times the main singer who used to sing, I used to lift his chappals, I used to set his mic, I used to set his chair, I used to set his gadda if it was a classical show. If it was a standing show, I used to set up, ensure, and nobody used to tell me this. I used to do all of this out of my vision or desire, I may say, to learn. So
Right.
today, I do my concerts and gigs. I think I'm extremely well prepared to know how I want my setup to be. So for me, hence it is easier to guide my team, who is my technical engineer or my FOH engineer, front of house engineer, or my stage monitor mix guy, or my sound and light guy, or my lights engineer, that this, which is exactly what I want. So did I envision collaborating with an AR Rahman? The answer to that is yes. I wanted to collaborate with people who had a passion for music with a message, and I think
Yes.
the Saab ke saath, the meeting that we had through his team was something that I felt well connected with him, which is why we did that show with him. Same has been the case, in fact, with so many. In fact, after my mom, my guru has been Devkitai Pandit, and Devkitai Pandit is I mean, she's a legend. If you talk about Marathi classical music or even Hindi, would you know that that song from Shah Rukh's film "Ae Kaash Ke Hum Hosh
होश
Mein Ab
में आने ना पाए, हाँ.
Akela, Hazaron Mein Akela," the female parts of those songs have been sung by Devkitai in playback, and this was 25 years ago. So she is a legend. She chose to sing classical music because she is a student of the late Kishore Nitai Amankar. So my first legendary association happened with my parents, and then when I met the enlightened masters, for me the definition of legends transformed and changed totally. So now today, I mean, I have been fortunate enough to even sing for the prime minister and the honorable president
Correct.
through private events, and they have attended my live shows. But the good part is even they don't come across as somebody who you will be really bogged down by. And the
Right.
same was not there when I collaborated with Ranjit Bhai or with Rahman Saab or with Salim, who's a dear friend, or with Shamak, who's also a very, very good friend and a great human being. And the list is endless. There is Pandit Rakesh Bhai Chaurasia, Niladri Kumar. We've collaborated, performed together on all those shows. R.S. Mani, who's the composer, Ritam, even you name it, Jonita, we have performed together. So all these
Amazing.
are contemporaries in this field, and the good part is most of them are great human beings and value their craft very, very well. So it's just easy to collaborate, really.
So the basic, I think the crux of what you're saying here is you become great by the humility and the grounding that you have. Because
Absolutely.
greatness never comes from ego. It never comes from there.
Anshu, I have met a lot of people in our industry who feel greatness is their birthright. दो गाने hit हो जाते हैं and people get them popular, and people tend to feel that they have arrived in life. I only look at such people and say that God bless you, that you're not realizing what you're doing right now, because a lot of it is also destiny. I feel, and they chose to be what they are, and they have got their success. But I've really seen some very close examples where I have seen people who, until they got success, were always wanting to seek help and always asking for work, and suddenly when they've got success, they distance themselves from you, um, or rather they show attitude. It's a it's a thing which I think is cognizant of all businesses, whether it's music or arts or play or craft or cinema. But that is where, like you said, grounding is critical, because you never know. Today's peak can be tomorrow's trough.
Yes. You
So
never know.
you just have to be the more, it's like this. In a case of storm, the trees that are the most upright and hard to bend are the ones that are uprooted.
Yes,
The blades
always.
of, but the blades of grass, which are absolutely humility personified, are the ones
Right.
who bend and let the wind and the storm pass.
Yes.
So if you have to be a blade of grass, the choice is yours.
Yes. So true.